Netflix may be raising prices, but that's not going to stop most people from streaming an entire season of Friends. So where is streaming headed? Let's connect the dots. The big players you probably already know: Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, but there are a bunch of old school Hollywood names getting ready to jump in. Probably the biggest is Disney. Its streaming service is supposed to start this year, which is why your kids' favorite Disney movies have disappeared from Netflix. Also joining the party, Apple, AT&T, and NBC Universal. One thing the established players have learned is you can't just offer up old episodes of Seinfeld. You are seeing more and more original content, so not all of it is guilty pleasure movies like A Christmas Prince. Netflix's Roma is on a lot of critics' Oscar shortlist. So while streaming is getting more expensive and choices are exploding, it's definitely not going to dry up anytime soon. Connecting the dots, I'm Rekha Muddaraj for H-Town Rush.
All right, our thanks to Rekha. This morning we want to know what you think about the Netflix price hike. Will you still binge watch? Is it getting too expensive, or do you not even bother with Netflix? Head to our website or use our mobile app to vote. Most of you this morning, it's pretty tight here, but it's too expensive for me is the front runner right now.
Yeah, 40%.